Hello, Sharon here with Feel Good with Sharon TV. Today we'll be talking more about how to achieve your goals easily, effortlessly, and pretty quickly. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back, and if you've listened to any of my shows, you know how I think and what I believe. And that is achieving a goal is basic. Like anything else, you start with a foundation. To change it, you go to the cause, the root cause. We don't address symptoms. We go to the picture of how you see yourself and the picture of how you want to see yourself. So we basically go directly to goal. We don't waste time with theories and opinions and magic pills and potions. We just go to the goal. And what we do is we center our focus, our thoughts, our energy, all of our intention on to the achieved goal. That's what we expect. That's what we focus on. That's what we look at. That's what we think about day in, day out. That's what we talk about out loud and silently to ourselves. So whether you're trying to start a business, get a relationship, have a better relationship, $1 million home, a $10 million home, whether you're trying to lose weight or get better grades or have a baby or whatever it may be. It doesn't matter the goal. The approach or the strategy is always the same. Live as though, act as though, live into the dream. So you go to that place and you be like Napoleon. You have that laser-like focus where nothing will distract you. And let me just, on the side note, real quickly point out the power of a distraction. So let's say you have a goal. You want to make $1,000 a day. You have a business, and all of a sudden, everything in their grandmother crosses your path, your thoughts, your mind, your life, and you find yourself a month, a year, 5 years later, and you haven't achieved that goal. Why? It's because you took your eyes off the prize. You started to look at the water. I like to relate this to the story of Peter walking on the water. And Jesus told him to come. Peter started to come, walking on the water, looking at Jesus. But then Peter noticed the distraction. And the distraction was the water. And what happened? We all know he started to sink. And when you do what Peter did, as bizarre and far out, and I can't believe it as it seems for someone to walk on water, as long as he kept his eyes on Jesus, on the prize, on the goal of getting to Jesus, he was walking on water. As long as you keep your eyes, your focus, your thoughts, your intention, your expectation on making $1,000 a day, you'll make $1,000 a day. But when you start to address people with different opinions on social media and get into debates that don't matter or battles that don't matter, when you start watching frivolous television and when your body aches and you start to think, what's wrong with me and all of that. Anytime you get caught up in focusing on the water instead of the $1,000 a day, you're not going to make $1,000 a day. Now, it doesn't have to be $1,000 a day. That's just an example, hypothetical. If you're trying to lose weight, let's say you say, I don't want to be fat anymore, but maybe you don't want to go on a diet, whether you're on a diet or not. The goal is still the same. If you're 200 pounds and you want to weigh 115 pounds, 120 pounds, whatever, 110 pounds, the only thought in your mind should be 110 pounds. Let's say that's your goal, 110 pounds. That's what you think about. That's what you focus on. That's what you meditate on. That's what you visualize when you take 5 to fantasize. You see yourself at 110 pounds. You see yourself stand on the scale in your mind, 110 pounds. You see yourself pulling clothes out of your closet, putting them on your 110-pound body. You see yourself strutting your stuff in your high heels in your sexy spandex cat suit at 110 pounds. You get the idea? You want a new home? You see yourself living in the home, driving into your one of your 4-car garage doors going into your $3 million home. You want a relationship, you see yourself in the relationship, the type of relationship you want. You want a new business, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You go to the end result of what it is you want and act as though you are already there. This is how you accelerate goal achievement. This is how you achieve your goals easy, effortless, and quick. Okay? Now, you can get caught up in all the distractions, theories on how to. Most of us don't know how to when we get a goal or a dream or a vision. We don't always know how. I'm telling you, you don't have to know how. Just act as though it is already done. Expect it to be, and it will be. You know, there's a scripture in Proverbs that says your mind is ruling your life. I don't know the exact quote of it. As a man thinketh in his heart, that's another one in Proverbs. Where the mind goes, you know you follow, right? I think Emerson said, man is what he thinks about all day long. Buddha says, as within, so without. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. You don't have to wonder if it's true. Look at your history. When you say, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pay these bills, you've been saying that for years. And every month the same thing. You don't know if you're going to be able to pay your bills. You have to expect it, believe it, so much so that you just know it. And the way you do that is by acting as though it's done. It will change your belief, because what you believe is simply a product of what you've been told, what you see and say over and over again, or hear. So when you're telling yourself the story, tell the story that you want to be true, the story you want to be living, as opposed to the current situation. Don't talk about that. Don't think about that. That's past tense anyway. Use your mind and your mouth to change your situation, not to describe it. Don't focus on it. If you have the faith of a mustard seed, the word says you can say to the mountain, move here, from here to there, or here to yonder, and it will do it. Faith is simply something that you build by what you hear, and I say by what you see. What gets in you grows in you and comes out of you. It shapes your belief. So all you want to do is act as though the goal is achieved. I don't care if it's growing your nails, having better teeth, better complexion, a slimmer figure, a flat tummy, a great guy. Oh, it doesn't matter. 3 Mercedes, a Maserati, a Bentley, whatever. You act as though it's already a done deal. This is how to achieve your goals and do so easily, effortlessly, and quickly. Put it into practice. Do it for the next 30 days, 60 days. Make it a lifestyle. Do it forever, but just prove it to yourself. You can start with something small if you want, but I say start with what you want. Don't try and test it because it's already been proven in your life. Just look at your history. So just start to act as though you are the person you want to be, but you're that person right now, that you are living the life right now. So that means don't think about 200 pounds. What do we think? 110 pounds. Don't think about your wallet is empty. You think millions of dollars in your bank account, 10 grand in your hand. You know, you see the money in your wallet. You see the money in your bank account. You see yourself with the Black American Express credit cards. You get the idea. You see yourself in the $3 million home with the ideal guy, with the hairline or clothing line or talent agency or whatever thing you want to do. See it as done. See it every time a thought comes to you to try and get you off track. Remember, it's just a distraction. I don't care if it's pain in your body or a person getting on your nerves or something frivolous on social media. It's a distraction. Recognize it and quickly flip the script. You have to use your mind like that remote control, like the remote control on your TV. If you're watching something you don't like, you pick up the remote and you change the channel. Well, if something pops in your mind and it's not in line with the achieved goal, meaning you already are the person, quickly change the channel. So you can have a bunch of channels in your head, the broke channel or the wealthy channel. I can watch myself over here broke, or I can watch myself on this channel wealthy. The fat channel or the skinny channel. The old channel or the young channel. The lonely channel or the love channel. You get the idea, right? This is kind of like my split screen. You know, on the left side of the screen is everything you don't want. On the right side is everything you do want. And you just imagine yourself sitting in a chair facing that big screen. Now, which side of the screen do you want to focus on? Because whichever side you focus on, you are going to attract that to you. Your mind is a magnet. It's just like a magnet. It's not a magnet, but it's like a magnet. It's constantly attracting to you what you think about most. You know, I read this little book one time called Being Happy. Great little book, and it talks about this. And I highly recommend it. It's an easy read. It's a fun read, but it makes the point. And one of the parts in the book talks about holding a baseball bat in your hand, trying to balance a baseball bat. And if you've ever tried to balance a baseball bat in your hand, you can pick up one now, or anything for that matter that's tall and you know, kind of slim. And you look at the baseball bat in your hand, trying to balance it. You know, you're trying to move your hand and balance it. It won't happen. But, you know, it's going to fall. But if you change your focus from looking at the base of the bat in your hand and look at the tip of the bat already balanced, and then balance it from that point, from that focus, that focal point of the top of the bat balanced straight, it'll balance. It's really powerful. It's a very simple, powerful example of what happens when you put your focus on the end result of your goal instead of on trying to figure it out. So practice that. You can even do this with like that little basketball game, you know, where you take paper and try to throw it in a waste paper basket. If you keep trying to hit the basket, like some kind of, oh, I'm just going to do all these different shots like a basketball player, it won't happen. But if you see the paper in the basket in your mind, you just see it in the basket, hitting the basket, it will go in. You can do this if you're trying to, let's say, reach your hand around your back, and you can only go so far. If you take a second and see your arm going further, it will literally go further. These are all examples of the power of thinking from the end, focusing on the goal achieved. They are simple examples that you can put into practice right now as I'm speaking and prove it to yourself. And believe me, it works across the board, as within, so without. What you focus on, you're going to attract to you. It is going to grow and magnify and show up in your life. I mean, you've seen this even from buying a car. You say you're going to buy a car, or you actually buy a car. What happens? You see that car everywhere. But before, you never noticed the car. If you bought a Mercedes, I mean, there were Mercedes on the road all along, but now you see them everywhere. Why? Because your focus is on having the Mercedes. Before it wasn't. It was just on driving whatever you were driving, or just driving. It's the power of focus. What you focus on, you will attract to you. If you don't want to continue to have whatever you have in your life right now, stop focusing on it. I don't care. It could be something as simple as a breakup. He's not calling me. Don't think this is woo, 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 woo. But you can make him call you. You just need to see it happening. And take it from as simple as that all the way to, but they're gone. Are they really? Can you explain deja vu, by the way? I've been here before. Have you ever had that feeling? It's deja vu. No one can explain it. Okay? No one can even explain the placebo effect. You know, doctors, they don't really like the placebo effect. You know why? Because it'll put them out of business. That's why. How is it that I can tell you, you take this pill, it's going to fix you, cure your ill, and it does, and you later find out there's nothing in it. It's just a sugar pill. How can you have a fake surgery to fix a knee, and later on you're back to normal, but there was no surgery? It's the power of belief. And what you believe is simply a byproduct or the end result of what you've been focusing on, what you've been told, what you, and who's telling the story as well. So there's so much power in you. Oh my gosh, get this. You do not need a diet or a magic pill or somebody else's strategy on what worked for them. That's what worked for them. Don't let that filter into your world. You know, the Wright brothers, I'm sure when they first said they were going to create flight, people thought, what? Excuse me? But now people fly everywhere in no time. But I'm sure when they first thought about flying in the air on an airplane, people thought, woo, 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 I think they've gone cuckoo. Even Noah, I'm sure he got flack. It was like, rain, an ark. First of all, what's rain? I don't even think it had rain back then. So he's building this ark because there's going to be this great rain and flood. And people are like, right, yeah, you know, he's lost it. Okay, so don't even worry about what other people think or say. In fact, don't even tell them. Just do your thing. Live from within, and it's going to show up on the outside, because your outer world is always a reflection of your inner world. Do you remember this song? I think it was Confunction or the Barcades. Anyway, it says, ain't it funny how the way you feel shows on your face? That is so true. You think you're fooling someone? You're not fooling anyone, and you're definitely not fooling you. Your outer world tells the story of how you see yourself in your inner world. Everything that's happening to you on the outside is a reflection of how you think and how you see yourself in your life on the inside. And if you don't like what you're seeing on the outside, change what you're seeing on the inside. Act as though you're the person you want to be. Live the life of your dreams in your mind, and you're going to live it in reality. I guarantee you it works every time. Every time. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up. Please put this into practice. Be deliberate. Take 5 to visualize. When you wake up in the morning, instantly go to goal. Throughout the day, go to goal every chance you can. Before you eat, after eat, when you're sitting in a chair watching TV, go to goal on the commercials. Just live as though, if you want to have great legs, see yourself running up and down the stairs in high heels. You know, my legs are lean and toned like Lolo Jones, you know. You want to have a whatever, you know, if it's body, and get somebody's body in your mind and act as though it's yours if you have to. Strut like Kayla and Danielle. I mean, you have to act as though, if you have a vision for your business, your talent agency, your charity, whatever it may be, live the vision. Stop trying to convince other people to get on board. Act as though it's done in your mind, and they will come along. See them cooperating in your mind. See the goal achieved. See the festival. See the parade. See the feeding the hungry, strutting, repairing the city, whatever it may be, building businesses in the community, and, decorating cemeteries, whatever the thing is for you. I'm talking about things that were important to me. That's what you do in your mind. From the best body you ever had, to the biggest bank account you ever had, to the best relationship you've ever been in. More friends and fun and purpose and passion than you've ever had before. You're living life to the fullest. You're loving life. You're making a difference. And you're being your best self, living your best life. Live it right now in your mind. And it's just a matter of time before you're living it in reality. As I said, it works every time. Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up now. I hope you'll tune in again with me for another show on all types of things on Feel Good with Sharon TV.